My name is Sakinah Latola. I am 24 years old, 25 in February, and today I have officially filed to run for the United States House of Representatives in Florida's 24th Congressional District. Crazy, right? But it's not nearly as crazy as the state of our country today. Me running for Congress is not as crazy as the fact that student loan debt in the United States has reached $1.4 trillion. It's not as crazy as the fact that only 19% of our district has college degrees simply because the cost of attending is so high. This narrative that attending college is such a privilege is backwards. The true privilege is having a college-educated country. That's why I am the first candidate for District 24 to fight for free tuition at public colleges and universities. Me running for Congress is not as crazy as the fact that suicide is the third leading cause of death among young people in the state of Florida. Our schools are falling apart, lacking in resources, our teachers are barely scraping by, a lot of them are just leaving our state altogether. Me running for Congress isn't as crazy as the fact that our environment is dying right in front of us. That is why I am the first candidate for District 24 to call on Congress to treat climate change like the national emergency that it is. I am also committed to passing policy to end cash bail and mandatory minimums. For far too long, the criminal justice system has been used as a weapon against the Black community. It's supposed to be liberty and justice for all, and instead it's liberty and justice for some. Me running for Congress is not as crazy as the fact that we are the only developed nation in the world without universal health care. And despite spending way more on health care, our life expectancy is 3 years less. We have people dying because they can't afford life-saving medicine like insulin that costs almost nothing to make. We have concentration camps in our backyard. Affordable housing has become almost non-existent. Wages have stayed stagnant while the cost of living has risen year after year. Every decision has been made for profit and greed. This is not the America we were promised. But let me tell you something. Good policies take time to pass. District 24 doesn't have time to just sit around and wait for DC to get it together. I am the first person in my family that has been able to break the cycle of generational poverty. And whoever my representative was when I was growing up had nothing to do with that. What helped me not only survive, but thrive was the community. It was my teachers who saw my potential but knew my home situation, so they took me under their wings. It was my boss, who was more like a mentor than a manager. And my friends, who were there any time of day and whose parents opened their home to me whenever I needed a place to stay. Because of that, I understand and will continue to emphasize the fact that showing up to DC is the bare minimum, especially when Congress is only in session for 1/3 of the year. When I'm your representative and I'm not in DC, I will be right here in our community, going to our schools and meeting with teachers and students, meeting with nonprofits to see how I can get them more resources, holding rallies and town halls and knocking on your doors as if I'm still campaigning. Empowerment and immediate access to resources is the best way to help struggling communities. It is time to redefine what it means to be a representative. It is time for more everyday people to be in these seats. I will push our stories to the front so Congress can no longer deny how they're harming our communities through their actions or inaction. It is time to change the narrative on the war on poverty. We need to motivate and empower our youth. No one is coming to save us. That is why we are asking you to support our campaign. We are doing this for a movement, not a moment. Elections have an end date. Progress doesn't. Please visit sakinahforcongress.com to get involved so that we can be the revolution that we have been waiting for. Thank you.